This is a poetry. Shortly after moving into our brand new starter home, we thought we would be true to our Catholic vow of no birth control. The experts say newly married couples are supposed to wait to have kids, take time and grow together. We weren't exactly trying to have a child, but we weren't exactly opposed to the idea either. She came from a big family, and I didn't have much of a family, so the idea of starting a family of our own made us smile. Family is a difficult concept to define because families come in all shapes and sizes. Shape being the dynamic of the family, and size inspiring other emotions. Forever Alone by David Ralph. I danced around the room with only a towel wrapped around my neck and boxers on my head, screaming da-da-da-da, super sperm. 2 months. It only took us 2 months, even after hearing all the stories of all the couples that couldn't have children, even after years of trying, even after specialist after specialist and test after test, they were incapable of reproduction. My wife and I, on the other hand, only took 2 months. Da-da-da-da. We told everyone. We told everything, really. Our excitement just couldn't be contained. I went out and bought all the cliche baby gear. Baby on board, suction cup car window sign, world's #1 dad coffee mug. I even made my wife her own t-shirt that read, "No womb available." Room? Experts also say you shouldn't tell anyone you're expecting a child until after the first trimester. It's too risky. We didn't know. Our doctor said it was typical to lose a baby. It was hard to get our minds around the idea of losing our baby. We didn't misplace it like a set of keys or accidentally throw it away like a grocery list. We didn't know. She was cool. It's hard to picture a puppy as cool, but she was. When my wife picked the pup up, the tiny glob of black fur rolled into a ball and fell asleep. And from that moment on, she had us. The first couple of months of raising a dog is hell. No one really tells you that a puppy is actually worse than a baby. At least with a baby, you know where you'll find poop and pee. If raising a pup was anything like raising a kid, then maybe we weren't ready for parenthood yet. But this thought was quickly pushed aside, as shortly after adopting our puppy, Annabelle, my wife became pregnant again. This time we didn't tell anyone. I bought a doghouse for Annabelle. She had started getting used to the idea of sleeping inside, but with my wife pregnant again, we didn't have enough time to worry about a dog. Her eyes were a deep speckled gold, and the epitome of sad puppy eyes. She just wanted someone to play with, someone to love her. It didn't seem fair to me that she would have to be ignored for the next several months while we raised a child. An ad was placed to try and find our Annabelle a better home. Losing a baby is tough. Losing two is unbearable. We didn't have anyone to notify this time. All the grief was placed on us, alone. All the blame. Thankfully, no one we liked answered Annabelle's ad. Maybe there was no one we could have liked. After our second lost baby, we started to pour everything we had left into that little black lab. Belle became more than a pup. She became our baby. Baby Belle. That summer I was going to build a deck. Belle was now 9 months old. She was Daddy's little helper. Whenever I would cut a board, she would pick it up and run through the yard, expecting me to chase her, but I was busy. When my wife returned home, she saw the little game Belle was playing and asked if I thought it was safe for her to have the pieces of wood in her mouth. I assured her that it was harmless. Mother's intuition is powerful thing. I didn't know. Bell became sick. We rushed her to the hospital where our doctor did a series of tests, but answers to the problem seemed to elude him. We called our parents. My dad asked what the cost was going to be. I didn't know. He said a .22 bullet would be a lot cheaper. My mother-in-law informed my wife that dogs don't last forever. We could always get a new one. They didn't realize. They didn't realize that this was our baby. We couldn't make it if we lost another. The other two were out of our hands, but this one, we could try and save. We had to save. We knew that if we didn't, we would be forever alone. On the 6th day, the doctor called. Annabelle had tetanus. Tetanus is treatable, but hard to fight. The difficulty comes in the way of food. A feeding tube would be the best option, but that would cause problems. We went in to visit her before they put the tube in. Annabelle was responding well to the tetanus medication, but she still couldn't open her jaw. When I said, "Baby Belle," she opened her eyes. She tried to wag her tail, but she was so stiff that she just wagged her entire body instead. This was the most activity we'd seen out of her in days. We had 5 minutes together. My wife, Annabelle, me. Family. We stayed as they attempted to place the feeding tube. Complications arose immediately. The doctor's voice raised. Nurses started to scramble. Everything that was so calm 5 minutes ago became frantic. My wife held my hand tight, and through tears I watched Annabelle's eyes start to close. They were fixed on me. Those gold, speckled eyes. My wife's head fell on my shoulder. We knew.